thing I've never understood, and I don't know if I ever will understand, is depression. Chronic depression. Which I've had basically my entire life. And I used to judge people who didn't understand. And were just like, don't be a little bitch, you know? Well, I no longer take offense to that, because if you haven't been through it, there's just no possible way you could understand just how much it's not only untenable, but non-consensual. Like, I don't consent to that disposition. As far as who I am and what I do, I value myself. I value my life. I don't hate on myself or any of that. I value myself. I see the aspects of who I am that can really be appreciated. And I think a lot of that mental turmoil that comes from who the fuck knows, even though I've been to therapy many times, I've worked on myself and continue to work on myself like anyone should. But this underlying sludge of, it's basically, it feels like exploitation. It feels like I'm being attacked. And the maddening thing is, I can't even identify what it is, or its source, or what's happening. And in the past, and trying to mitigate it, I've tried all kinds of things: diet, exercise, all the advice from the experts, the professionals, my friends, my family. And you get to this point, you kind of just lose heart. I know how resilient I am. I'm still here. Still here. But I'm just of a completely different disposition than most people. Because of that. I know my life could be something that I consent to, as far as challenges and stuff. For those of you that maybe don't understand what I'm talking about, it's not that I just want a cush, easy life my whole life. I do like a challenge. There's a certain point where it's this isn't even a challenge. It's just straight up fuckery. That is I'm this isn't a learning environment. This is an environment where people get taken advantage of. And I don't even so much fault the people in these high positions that are exploiting, because I think they're possessed. I think they're being controlled, which is kind of a really woo-woo thing to think. But the reason I think that is I have encountered something like that happening to me on just the fundamental level of my mental health. And yeah, for those of you that don't believe in spirits or God or whatever, maybe it's just some stupid chemical imbalance. But the thing that's so crazy about that is I'm if all of this advanced, very intricate world and matrix, whatever you want to call this, it's this advanced, it's at this level, why is it so stupid? As well. It's almost like the gods in charge of this realm are either just have us on a program, or they're just fucktarded overlords. Pardon my speech, but if I knew a more blasphemous thing to call them, I would call them that. if gods exist and if they want to be worshipped, I just give them the opposite of what they want if they're gonna do me like this. But they're probably, it's probably not even like that. It's probably just a stupid thing for me to like think that way. Maybe it's all part of their ploy to feed on our negative energy. But thankfully, this is all temporal and will only last so long. And I suspect that one day it will be revealed. And the curtains will be, like, we will see what's going on here. I've had spiritual experiences and dreams of, like, the collective consciousness. There's a collective us that I've felt and seen and been present in outside of this body. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's like we're all there, not here. Well, we're also here, but we're there too. So I know, just from my own experience, that there is more than just this. What it is, I don't have words to explain that. I don't even understand it myself. I've just caught glimpses and involuntary out-of-body experiences that I actually recall, which, if I have them frequently, I don't recall them most of the time, but there is a couple got really, like, whatever the causality was, I happen to remember it. I even wrote a song about one of them, a really short song. Yeah, I find dreams fascinating, and but I've really been, like, lately, for my mental health, I've been really pushing into getting good and quality sleep, even though that often seems out of my control. I'll get good sleep some nights, other nights I'll oversleep, and other nights I won't sleep enough, and even other nights I'll seem like I get a really good sleep, but maybe I overslept and I'm just, like, groggy and just crummy attitude and all that kind of thing. Just, not having a good day. We've all been there. I've really been pushing into sleep lately because sleep is a very fascinating thing. And I've been listening to doctors on the podcast talk about it, 2 experts that were very fascinating to listen to. And one of them said it really well. They said, when you sleep, that is when your brain takes out the trash. And if you're not taking out the trash, why, just get trashed. I mean, holy hell, it's happening all around us. Especially people that are just eating all this trash, garbage food. And that's why they're freaking out at, like, just trivial little things. And they're just losing their minds over just the most insipid, like, vain things. And they don't even, like, realize the things of real value. And it's just so sad because we have so much potential. We have so much potential. If life was actually like a school and we had some decent mentorship and this free will that wasn't so limited to, like, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Republican, Democrat, this whole just multiple choice kind of free will life, instead of a fill-in-the-blank kind of free will, which is where I want to be, we could be so much farther along, you guys. We have such capabilities to learn, and to learn through trial and error. It's like a lot of people say, we actually, like, our lives are not that long, and you don't get very far from just trial and error. And then when people do get successful, they get all haughty and think they're hot shit, and just have all these easy, pithy answers, and it's not helpful to the rest of it. Like, we work very hard It's like for those of us that work very hard to be successful. And then you come to this place, you realize, wow, everyone who is successful like this and had a big win in life worked just as hard as me, but they got just the right amount of luck for it to work out. They got noticed by the right person. They knew the right person at the right time, and it worked out. Anyway, I'm on the freeway now, and I know it's loud in my car. I want to eventually get some kind of microphone that gets rid of all this car noise. So I gotta figure that out. I am very challenged when it comes to techie stuff, but I want to find the right thing, and I can make these videos so much better.